This moment will affect you for the rest of your entire lives. Nothing you have ever experienced in the past will shock as much as this.
Hey, what's up? On a serious note, today, and I've been making these videos for quite some time, this is by far, might be legitimately, again, not monetarily, but the enormity of the percentage gains. The days of me making the $50,000, $100,000 days, I thought were over, but today was one of those days where if I would have been a little bit aggressive and not doing what I normally do, is more teaching than trading, leads me to this video. I like making the videos, I like blowing off some steam, but really at this point, I'm going to take another hiatus, and email me at kennyglick@AOL.com. We had 13 trades in a row today, all met the criteria. The minimum you made was 6 times your money on the option trades. I mean, Alibaba from the beginning of the day, gapping up on the earnings, breaking the VWAP at 188.50. We sold it, we got short, we made money, and then it was pretty weak in the mark in the beginning of the day, but then it went back through the 1 minute on the VWAP, and it was breaking a whole number, and it was breaking a half number, I'm sorry, and going green simultaneously. So we gave the 182.50s a shot at 95 cents. And here's the mistake of the day. Stock popped pretty quickly. Your 95-cent option was trading at 2 1/4. Put a stop in at 2, get done at 2, you think you're good, making 100% or 110% on your option report and then the stock proceeds to go up another 5 points. So now they're trading at 7, and we sold at 2 on 10 contracts. That's $5 grand. So this is the point what I'm trying to make. You're never going to be happy, because this is the only business where you can double your money in an hour. Sorry, it was about 20 minutes. And you're a loser. And that same trade was applied to SWKS, AMD, US Steel, OLED, Diamonds, Qs, and SQ. Every trade met the same criteria that I teach, and there's a point where logistically and physicality and mentality, you can't do all these trades at once. So my thing that I've been trying to express to you all this time, let's say I never put a trade on ever again, which again, at this point, it's sickening, because if you trade one, you should trade them all, and then you leave a $100,000 day on the table. It's a lot to get over, especially coming off a day like yesterday where I went away from what works and I lost money on all of those trades trying to pick bottoms on ESPR and I got smoked on both. And then you have a day like this where the setup that I've been using for 20 years, especially on a Friday, an options expiration Friday, where you're able to buy some cheap options. And again, why gamble on the options before the report? Why not gamble on the options after the report? Alibaba being a perfect scenario. The only reason I shorted it in the aftermarket is that I had long-term options on it because I believed that his stock was going to 300, But so I figured, hey, why not short it against my options? But then more importantly, as it started to turn and got through, our indicators, we had 8 reasons to buy the stock with a 99% chance of success. It's big. Everything, and I would love to explain it to you, okay? Look, I'm only doing the chat room now for 2 hours a day. Now what I'm thinking is going to happen is, because I need to become more of a trader than a teacher right now, because what I've just witnessed over these last 6 weeks have been officially the best earnings reversals I've ever seen. And that's a lot coming from me. I've seen the market do a lot of different things in 20 years. I've never seen it better than today, ever in the history of my career. You're able to buy dollar options and sell them at 2. 50-cent options are trading at 5. 20-cent options are trading at 2. The diamonds, the Qs, the AMD, even the rig worked, square work, FEYE work, all meet the criteria. Let me show you what this is all about. Because whether or not you believe what I'm about to say is, again, on you. If I'm making X amount of dollars, and it's not a lot of money at this point, 10 contracts at 90 cents, sell them at 2, next thing you know, it should be a $10,000 trade. I made $1,100 or whatever it was. Not a good trade, really. And then you have the SWKS and the other 11 trades that worked. I'm trading very small. So what I'm saying is, believe this or not, if I'm able to help you guys make money doing these trades, it makes it worth. If I know that other people did this Alibaba trade with me, it takes some of the pain away from me that I only made $1 on the trade. Knowing that everybody else made some money on the trade, that's kind of what this has been all about. I make a little bit, but if everybody makes collectively a little bit, and then some of you guys made a lot. We've got a guy in our room who's making 20 grand a day, like this is 1999, trading my setups. He gets a little aggressive, but he knows if these trades work 80 to 90% of the time, why not get aggressive? Now, I gave you that one stock that I was holding on to, sale, and basically everything I've been doing, every time I make any money day trading, I've been buying more sale. Now, here's the dilemma. I'm an investor now. Do I want to be an investor? I've been preaching against not investing. I've been preaching against not holding. And again, why hold stocks when you could come in on a Friday and buy AMD, SWKS, US Steel, Alibaba, OLED, Diamonds, Qs, SPYs, and make a collective 30 points? What do you need to own for and hope? Because I don't know what's going to happen when Sale reports their earnings. It popped last time. Maybe it drops this time. Yeah, the chart looks fantastic. The consolidations have been leading to buys. You're consolidating and you're breaking out. You're consolidating and breaking out. But once the numbers come out, who the hell knows what's going to happen? The stock could, if you're sitting there with $25 calls for May and the stock pulls back 2 points, you're done. And you've lost all your money for May. And the next thing you know, the stock goes to 30 in June and in August and September, and you're out money. It's all about timing. That's why I own the stock. I'm hoping for the best. I don't plan to sell. I've been buying more on every dip. Moral of the story is you don't have to own stocks in a market that's back to trading only. Sure, you can say that owning stocks today has been great, but what if you bought stocks a week and a half ago? You're just only making money back now. Let's say you still own Alibaba from 200. You're still down. Let's say you own AMD from 13 or 14. You're still down. Maybe you bought options on SWKS and OLED last night. You're still down. Where we came in and traded them after they got hammered on the way back up. And then you got stocks like the IQ. Who cares about these things? And the Mark and the QD. Once these trades are over, they're over. You're going to find new trades. So again, what I'm begging you to do, right? And again, this is how it works. Come and enjoy. Come and witness what this is all about. If you don't understand right away, ask questions. Call me. I really want to do it like this. Again, I'm not making a tremendous amount of money trading. It's a 50-50 split. I have 2 side businesses. You want to sit here and have a private session with me and I'll show you these setups that I trade and then you go on your merry way? That's one way of doing it. That's how the industry basically works. They teach classes, they write books, they do seminars, and they hope for the best. What I think is, why not take the class and stay forever and you get to rehash that? So imagine yourself in, I don't know what to compare it to, but this is how it is. It's one thing to learn, but then to see put in action over and over again over an extended period of time and knowing how to adjust. because 2017 was not a trader's market. It was a buy and hold. Now it's a trade. You don't really want to hold. Why hold when you get to, again, the Alibaba guy's just maybe making some money back from he bought it last week. For us, we're buying the stock at 180, 150 and enjoying the move up. We're buying the diamonds. Yesterday we were short the diamonds. The world was coming to an end. Next thing you know, we're buying the diamonds. The market never goes down. Now the market never goes down. Monday to probably gap up and roll back over, and you know, you're with the terrorists. And round we go. I could show you what to do. Because listen, the stress of it, a trade like this Alibaba makes me almost not want to participate at all, because it's depressing. It's sickening to be looking at the 239 calls for the diamonds this morning as we're going green. I mean, here, look at this trade. It's ridiculous at this point. So we're sitting there, watching the market's rolling and ripping higher, right? So we're looking at the 239s, and they were 50 cents. You bought them at 50 cents, you sold them at $1. They're worth $3 now. It's the only place on earth. I mean, think about it. If you go to a casino and you put, you put $100 on a blackjack hand and you win $100. It's 1-to-1. Here, you're putting up $50 and you're making 4 or 5 times your money. It's a lot better. So if you're going to gamble, let me show you how to gamble where the least you're going to do is double your money. And then you get trades like Alibaba, SWKS, the diamonds, the Qs, where you're making 5, 6, 7, 10, 20, 30 times your money. All with calculated high probability trades. So at least then at the end of the day, when I say, hey, how'd everybody do? And everybody's phenomenally doing great, at least that takes a little bit off the stress off of my mind, because I know I've done a good job and I've helped people, and that helps my sanity. But what I can't have is you just sitting there like a deer in the headlights thinking, hey, there's that setup you taught me about, Kenny. Maybe I should do it. And then you decide not to do it. Because now every single trade was one of those. I mean, you had a massive reversal in the entire market, and you basically could have thrown, a dart and done some profitable trades. But we focus our attention on the ones that have reported earnings. Reported earnings either this morning, last night, or even 2 or 3 days ago, because when they reverse 2 or 3 days later, there's still people out there who are stupid enough to stay short when the stock starts to get stronger, like SQ. Like, why would you stay short the stock? It found the bottom yesterday, and it looks pretty good today, right? So you buy it. Same thing with OLED. Stock's been getting hammered, right? But once it reverses, where's it going to go? You think it's going to bounce 2 points? No. The stock was at $79 in the aftermarket. The shorts thought they had won again. So every time the shorts are wrong, that's even a better trade. And these guys that don't want to cover their short, they'll add to their short before they cover. They're like, oh, I'll put some more on the short side, hoping that it rolls over. And when it doesn't roll over, so you got twice as many more people covering. Plus you got options expiration. You got a stock break in $90. Where's it going to go? It's going to go to at least 95. And now you're talking about, I mean, this is crazy. Now I want to explain to you what we did. When OLED was going green, the $93 calls, people. The $93 calls. Take a look. Take a look. Take a look at where they are. $93 calls at pretty much near the open. Look where they are now. The $93 calls. The $93 calls. Now, did we buy them at 30 cents and sell them at $5? Absolutely not. But we got in the mirror. We got there in the middle. Got there in the middle. It's just, it's sick. It's a sick thing. It's a sick thing that some of these stocks are up 10%. And again, what's sick is that you guys just don't, some of you guys just don't get it. You don't have to guess before the earnings come out. Let the earnings come out. Let the stock do what it's got to do. In that first 10 or 15 minutes, there's usually a bunch of chop, but once it resolves itself, especially on a Friday, going green, breaking strike prices, the shorts are nervous, and just like a stock that reports good news going down, there's people thinking, oh, well, I don't understand. The numbers seem to be great and the stock's down. What do you think? There was probably people dumping their Alibaba out of frustration this morning, thinking Alibaba made more money than most countries, and the stock rolled over and went red. You know why? Because an algorithm started to sell because one guy wanted to take profit. So let's imagine this story here for a second, right? You got a guy with 1 million shares of Alibaba, okay? And he sees it rolling over. So he's like, you know what? If this thing breaks 188, I'm dumping. Woof. He's selling. This stock's tanking. Makes other people sell. Makes the algorithms kick in. Selling begets more selling, and then woof. The selling's done. He's done. He's out. He doesn't care anymore. He's made his money. He had 1 million shares at 90. He just blew out from 188.50 to 180. He don't give a shit. He's loving it. Next thing you know, guys like us who are thinking, my God, why is Alibaba going down? Hey, look, Alibaba's not going down anymore. Maybe we should start picking it up if it breaks over 180. Let's give it a shot here at 180. All right, cool. Breaking 180. Next thing you know, it's a 180, 180 and a half. Awesome. Hey, look, if it breaks 180, 150, this could be significant because we could start looking at the 182.50 calls. Hey, why don't we? Next thing you know, it's over the 1-minute VWAP and going green. Now you've got an earnings reversal over the VWAP, breaking a half number on an options expiration Friday. The chances of success are 98.7%. Why not do the trade? Do you buy 10,000 contracts? Do you buy 100 contracts? I don't know. I bought 10. Oh, sorry, I bought 2, then I bought 6 more, and then I bought 2 more, and then I blew it out. And again, I'm in at 90, 95, and $1. I'm selling these fucking things at 185, 210, 2 1/4, and I think the highest I got was 2 1/4. I'm a schmuck. But for all my schmuckiness, if maybe somebody out there said, well, I'm going to hang on, I think the stock goes to 185. He sold them for 250. And then when it broke 185, maybe he still had some contracts. He's like, fuck it, maybe it's going to go to 190. It went to 190. So your your $1 contract went to $7, $8. And that's only one trade. You got the diamonds, 30 cents to $3. The Alibaba, $1 to $7. The OLED, 50 cents to $5. Now think about these trades. These are trades that could have legitimately changed your week, your month, your life. If you're sitting there and you know that these trades work 80, 90% of the time, and you're not just a rookie trader with $3 to your name, I guess, $3 to your name, you're probably not buying $1,000, 30% of your entire portfolio, or 30% of your entire net worth, or 30% of your entire trading money probably shouldn't go into one position on a Friday. But if you're sitting there and you've been grinding it out for weeks and weeks and weeks using the strategies that I teach, it builds to this day where you can now take a $600 risk and turn that $600 into $4,000. Just come on in. So I don't know if I made enough of the point of it's free. It's free. I let you come in. I show you how many times these trades work over and over again. I explain it. The only thing is there's a point where you're going to have to pay to stay. But after 3 weeks or a month of you hanging out, no credit cards needed. I'm not going to run anything by. I'm not going to run a credit card and you have to cancel. Just show up, learn some stuff, and participate. And then If you deem me worthy and hanging out with my crew is beneficial to you, then and only then do I ask for a membership fee. And it's a lifetime membership fee, because this stuff, you're not going to learn it in a day, a week. It's more than that. It's more than just playing VWAP reversals. It's knowing sentiment, what you should be looking for, what contracts to look for, risk management, money management, discipline, all that stuff. And we lay into that every day. And today's the kind of day where people are going to have to question themselves. Why didn't I do these trades? Some people are still genuinely afraid. But if these trades, after you see them work collectively, if you see these things happening, if you see these trades working one after another 80% of the time, 90, and so far this earnings season, we are now 43 for 44. So that's 98.5% of the time they've worked. And I've only taken 44 of these trades. There was over 100 to choose from. It just logistically, physically, mentally, I can't trade this many things at the same time. So when people say, well, why didn't you do it? Why didn't you do it? If I'm in the Alibaba and the OLED, guess what? That's what I'm doing. I'm in Alibaba and OLED, but I could still look in the corner of my eye and say, hey, look, SWKS going green, guys. Maybe you should be picking this thing up at 91. And I didn't do the trade. Does that make it not a good call? That's been the sticking point about all of this. What if I told you I'd never put a trade on, but I just gave you 17 winners in a row? Do you care? You shouldn't. Let me teach you what this is all about. You don't have to worry about my size and the fact that I blew out of Alibaba making 100% and I should have made, again, this would have paid for my heating system, my cable bill, my new car, and I just chose to do small. And again, small to me is huge to somebody else. And then you got my boys making 20, 30 grand a day trading these reversals. And he's not a smart guy. He just knows that these work. He's got some money. So he's like, you know what? These are working. Instead of buying 10 contracts, he's buying 50 contracts. Instead of buying 600 shares, he's buying 6,000 shares. It's all relative, but it's still the trade. Let me show you what it's all about. All right? I'll make a video, maybe every couple of weeks, but it's becoming redundant. I really don't have much to say. I don't have an opinion on where the market goes anymore. I don't care. I trade a setup in a variety of 4 ways. It works 80 to 90% of the time, and it works 100% of the time during earnings season. We've had one failure, and even that trade wound up working at the end of the day. So you want to sit there and try to pick bottoms on an ESPR or some stock that you like and you're trying to catch a falling knife? Do it after you make a ton of money trading my stocks. Because yesterday was a nightmare. I'm thinking the market was going to bounce, but I was early and I got it wrong and I lost money. I thought ESPR was going to keep going at one point and I loaded up and I got crushed. That I stock rolled over. I tried to catch a bottom. I got stopped out. None of those were the setups that I like. And then you have a day like this today where we had 11 trades in a row, or 12, all fit the criteria and every single one of them worked. And there was another 100 to choose from. So the bottom line is, let me show you what this is all about, and it should be the only thing you ever do. You don't have to guess about where sales going to go after they report. You don't have to worry about IPOs, what these companies do, whether or not you got the Netflix of China or their AI technology works, or if Universal Display is a real company or not. Who cares? The stock was at 79 bucks yesterday, capitulated, went green today. The shorts are covering. Do I know where OLED is going to be 2 weeks from now? No, don't care. All I cared is it went from $90.80 to $92.50. And that's all I cared. I probably should have cared a little bit more. I should have cared about SWKS. I should have cared more about AMD and US Steel and SQ, but I didn't. But let me show you how to do this. All right? And nobody does this. It's free, people. I will never ask you for money or credit cards until you feel completely convinced that what I'm doing is something that you want to be a part of for the rest of your life. Because even if I'm not doing this, I'll always be there for that first hour or two of the market. And that's all you really need. The first 2 hours of the day is where it really gets where your main money is going to be made. So if I suddenly start doing stand-up comedy and I get a show on television, yeah, chances are I'm not going to be trading too much, but I'll still come to the room and talk about it. But what's the best part, and this is how I'm going to wrap this up, I've trained 3 guys so well that you wouldn't know that it wasn't me talking, other than the nasal, annoying voice. You would think it was me talking because they're expressing exactly what I've taught them, and they know it works, and they're able now to teach it to other people. So it's kind of like the Amway of trading. If I teach this one guy, and then he teaches 2 other people, and then that guy teaches 2 other people, suddenly the master and my disciples, and one after another, next thing you know, we get 300 people, and I will send you a pager to your house, and I will call upon you when that time is needed, and we will form the vigilante army that I'm... What? Oh, right, I'm not supposed to talk about that on the video. That's my plan, really. I'll say it, all right? I want to make you all guys a lot of money, so then we can start a vigilante army for when the shit goes down in the zombie apocalypse. And again, it's just a secret of mine, you know, just a pet project. I want to build an army of people ready to drop everything, to take up arms. What? All right, that conversation went completely batshit. But I think you know what the point I'm trying to make. KennyGlick@AOL.com. Email me. Just come and hang out. Be stupefied and amazed for a couple of weeks, but after the amazement and the stupefaction wears off, do these trades because they work and they're phenomenal.
But I thought you said the market never goes down. Where